When Dave Ramsey is telling buyers to look alive, you know you've got a pretty crazy window of opportunity. I will say that I've been telling you this for weeks, but now that Dave agrees, I think I've got your attention. And this opportunity applies to all buyers, from the Gen Z freshies to the move-up buyers, specifically and especially the investors. So today, we're going to get into the opportunity that's presented right now for each of these buyer groups. Who is Dave Ramsey, you might be wondering? He's one of those old white dudes that I usually harp on, not for being old. Some of my favorite people in this business have aged so well. And it's not for being white, because racism is so 1800. I'm hard on this dude because he gives super outdated advice, but continues to have influence because, you know. He's well known for misleading the masses by telling them not to buy a home until they have 20% down and can afford to finance it on a 15-year term. The amount of appreciation and amortization gains that have been lost by people following this advice, it's nonsense. But let's not waste time there. The point is, he's old-fashioned and conservative, and even he is telling people that this is a magical opportunity right now. His exact words were, "If you've been waiting to buy or sell a home, now could be the time. The market's shifting and you can use this to your advantage." Do you guys think that he's been reading my blog? Because that sounds literally like an exact quote from yours truly. Let's dive into the buyer groups. Against the odds, Gen Z is breaking into the housing market. We've actually seen a fair amount of press on this in 2025. The National Association of Realtors did report that only 3% of buyers right now in 2025 are between the ages of 18 and 25. But there are more recent stats that paint a more hopeful, or should I say strategic, picture here. Bank of America shared some really interesting data. They found that 22% of Gen Z homeowners bought their home with a sibling, which I think is brilliant. Partner up with someone. I actually don't even care if you're related to them, on a mortgage instead of a lease. You're already willing to live together. You both might as well not waste money on rent. I do recommend having a cohabitation agreement drawn up by an attorney before, so everything is clear on what each person's investment was initially, and even so that exit strategies can be outlined for either one of you from the very beginning. B of A also noted that 21% of Gen Z's prospective buyers are planning to use a family loan for their down payment in 2025. As a lender, I would love it if they called it a family gift, but that's besides the point. We know boomers have money, so why not watch your grandchildren run around their new house and play in the backyard? You don't have to make your kids wait until you're dead to get their inheritance. An Investopedia report stated that Gen Z buyers are targeting affordable markets because they are viewing homeownership as a long-term, value-driven goal. Music to my ears. I couldn't agree more with my little brothers and sisters, but I want you to look alive now. So this is a message you need to be sharing with your clients who happen to be between the ages of 18 and 25. Move up or down buyers. This is also for those clients who've been telling you that they have golden handcuffs on. The golden handcuffs have been unlocked officially. They've been more attached to their interest rate than their partner for the last 3 to 4 years, and it's not a good look. They told you that when interest rates were in the fives, they would make a move. Well, time to put their money where their mouth is. Interest rates are in the fives, and their time to shine has officially arrived. If they act quickly, they might be able to find a new house before all of their competition wakes up and starts eyeing the real estate they've been saving on Zillow. Then the real estate investors. Now, this is the point in the blog where I want you to take a sip of cold, ice cold water. In fact, go ahead and just splash some of it on your face, sit up straight, shoulders back. These next few weeks are the hustle, the finish line, the sprint for investors to identify properties that they need to close on before the end of the year. Now, why would an investor need to close on a property before the end of the year? There's actually a variety of reasons, but the most obvious is tax purposes. I personally was in this boat. I do a cost segregation study on one of my rental properties every year to mitigate my tax liability. I've done them on all of the properties I own so far. So I need to purchase another investment so that I have a new property to accelerate the depreciation on. Now, I don't talk about my own personal investing very often here, And there's a reason for that. I know at this moment, some of my referral partners are watching this and they're starting to feel a little bit of heat on the back of your neck where the hairs are standing up. Who did she buy a house with? I know. Listen, here's my stance on realtors for my personal investments, and I want you to hear me with an open mind because I am so scared to hurt the feelings of my referral partners that I literally built a new bedroom and bathroom onto my house to avoid having to choose a realtor to help me buy a new one. I'm trapped in a house that no longer fits my family's needs because if I try to move, I will inevitably piss off one of my most loyal referral partners because I have to choose just one. And then, out of spite, the others will stop referring their business to me and I won't be able to afford my new mortgage payment. So I just sit tight in my primary residence. I'm stuck. And it's honestly an incredibly stressful situation. But I digress. Back to the investors. I needed to buy something in 2025. So I mentioned it to several realtors. One of them was listening and brought me a great off-market deal that we closed on in September. If you're angry right now, you can do the same thing. Bring me a deal in 2026 because I will need to buy another investment property then so I can do a cost segregation study on that one to accelerate the depreciation to offset my tax liability. Okay? Are we okay? Is everybody okay? Are we okay? I want to make sure we are okay. Here's the thing. Investors are procrastinators, and there are a lot of them who are in my boat who need to buy something before the end of the year. And now is when they're going to turn on their laser focus to identify a deal. You also have sellers out there who need to offload before December 31st. So truly, as Dave said, this is a magical time. He didn't actually say magical, but that's what he meant. Features Females coming up. Tickets are going to go on sale on Thursday, October 30th. But if you'd like to sponsor a table, you can lock that down right now. Tables are $600 and they have 8 seats, so it's a bit of a deal because individual tickets are $97. All of the proceeds, every single dollar of ticket sales, goes directly to the Women and Children Center of the Sierra. The theme this time is empowering people to have confidence, empowering women to have confidence, but listen, men can come too. The actual event is on Tuesday, November 18th from 2 to 6 p.m. here in Reno. This event is open to everyone, and it's a really good opportunity for you to reach out to your clients about something that has nothing to do with you getting a commission check. Lastly, Mortgage and Mimosas is this Thursday, and it's going to be absolutely insanely impactful when it comes to helping you make more money. If you didn't secure a spot, you can get on the wait list by emailing teamshivani@allwestern.com. This one is just for realtors. Happy Friday, my friends.